Hi everybody, my name is Miss Tess from the Huntington Public Library. Welcome to Story Time. Today's story is The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. And this is a really heartwarming story about a beautiful fish who learns the true meaning of friendship by giving away his most valuable possessions. And don't forget to pick up your craft kit and stay tuned, and I will walk you through making your own beautiful rainbow fish with special foil. I hope you enjoy it. The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They're so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the Rainbow Fish. "Get away from me." Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset. He told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish. "But if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you." The Rainbow Fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly 2 eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." "I can't," said the Rainbow Fish. The Rainbow Fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never. How could I ever be happy without them?" Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. "Rainbow Fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The Rainbow Fish wavered. "Only one very, very small shimmery scale," he thought. "Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one." Carefully, the Rainbow Fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you very much," the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the Rainbow Fish. For a long time, He watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by the other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and, happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. And that's the end of the rainbow fish. Stay tuned for the craft. I hope you enjoyed it. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the rainbow fish. I'm Miss Tess once again. I hope you to pick up your kit, and I will help you go through what's in it and help you put together the rainbow fish picture that you're going to make. So let's take a look and see what's on our instructions. Here's my instruction sheet, and I asked you to have on hand markers. I've got some assorted magic markers here, a pencil. Here's my pencil, in case you're going to use that for tracing, a scissor, and a glue stick. Okay, and your kit contains the instruction sheet, which I will be referring to. When you open it up, you're going to find, this is the fish, the rainbow fish himself, which I've already cut out, but you're going to cut that out. You're also going to find a sheet of light blue construction paper, which is the ocean, and that's where you'll be gluing down the fish. You're going to find, this is some heavy duty cardstock, and it is folded in half because I give you extra in case you make a mistake. I always like to give you a little extra for that. And you're also going to find some aluminum foil. This heavy duty aluminum foil, folded up like this. Okay. You're going to use that to cover the fish. So I'm going to suggest you use the shiny side. And you may need to use your glue for that, your glue stick for that. And you're also going to find some special colored foil. You'll either have like a blue, a red, or a hot pink, and those are for the special fins for the rainbow fish. Here's the picture of the cover once again. Give us an idea. Now your fish is going to look a lot like this. You're going to draw on the eyes and the mouth. Okay, and you're going to also draw some vegetation that grows underwater, like seaweed. There was a starfish in the book. There was a clam, there was a snail. So it might be a good idea to review the story, watch the video right ahead of this to remember what else you want to draw, and some bubbles to show that our little rainbow fish is breathing. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to keep my instructions handy in front of me. I'm going to use the cardstock next. I'm going to put it this way, sideways like this. And like I said, I had already cut out the fish. So here's my cut fish, which I'm going to use like a stencil or a template. Okay, I'm going to trace it. Parents, you're going to help your kids do this. It might be that your child is holding it down while you're doing the tracing around, or the other way around, or a combination of both. Try and have them do as much as you possibly can. That way it's their project and they are really learning about it. So I'm just going to trace around like this. Come around the other way. this out. And this is just a blank outline of a fish. And like I said, you're going to draw the scales on the fish. You can start out by coloring it light blue. He's mostly light blue. And then you can draw, these look like the letter C, so this is really a great opportunity to practice your letters a little bit. We're starting to learn those shapes, which will then begin the formation of letters. So, around this way. Take your time on this. Cutting is not an easy skill to learn, but little by little, you will practice and you'll get better and better. What I'm doing is I'm turning the cardstock quite a bit to help me along here. I'm being careful with my fingers. And on the other side, on the other fin. And here we are. Here I am coming up to the mouth. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm just going to put my scraps on the side. I don't need them right now. I'm going to face it this way. Got my paper. You're going to use the full size of the paper, like so. Okay, I'm just going to place it on here just so I get an idea. I'm going to put it in the middle. Now, here's how the fish becomes so interesting. And like I said, you can color it after first you're going to cover it with aluminum foil, and then you can color it in. Just have to be careful because, you know, it's a heavy-duty aluminum foil, but it might rip if you color too hard. But most of you probably have aluminum foil at home if you wanted to redo it. So I'm going to use my scissors as well. I'm just going to fold it if you wanted to redo it. Just to kind of get the shape of it. Let's see, I'm going to come up like this. Like this. And yeah, and you can see I'm really covering a lot of it. So I don't really want all this excess on here. So it's just kind of like a ballpark. I'm going to cut off a lot of this too. So let's try coming around this way. I just want a little bit of an overlap so I can tuck it in. And you see how it does rip a little bit. So just have to be careful with it. I'm just making really short cuts like this. And I'm just turning it around like this. Let's see. This part right here. I'm going to move this on the side. And do that. And see, like right here, this is a nice little overlap. This is good. So I'm just going to start pushing it down like this, covering it over like that, getting that little fish shape. Okay, coming up this way, coming up over here. Okay, got a little bit excess over here. I'm going to trim. So there we go. Okay. So you see how we went from that big paper, now we just have a much smaller amount of aluminum foil covering it. So just going to keep folding it around, folding it around, folding it around, folding it around. Okay, so far so good. We're approaching a fish shape. So I'm just going to open that up a little bit, peek in here with my scissors once again. Remember, you're cutting the aluminum foil and not the fish. Just to trim it around a little bit, so each time we cut and look, it gets in a little bit tighter and it starts to resemble a fish. And I don't really have to cut it all the way through. Like I made that one triangular cut there. And now look, see, I've made was able to fold it back and make the shape. And now I can, that opens up this spot a little bit too. And now, oh, I've got the beginning of a fin. That's awesome. Okay. And I know the tail's over here, so that's good. Okay, like that. What else? Now, where are we over here? Yep, that looks good. That looks good. I'm going to do the same thing I did to the other side on this side with the same cuts. Like I said, I opened it up just a tiny bit just to peek in there. I'm going to trim it down a little. Okay. There we go. Okay. Getting there. I just got to do that one final cut to really nicely get in tightly over here. So I'm just going to come in here like this. Remember, you don't have to cut this off. You just need to loosen it up a little so that you can fold back a little bit. Maybe one more cut right along here. And then I can fix that tail. There we go. Yeah, right along here. Perfect. This is going to look really nice, I think, when we're done. Yeah. But the fish has to go on the blue paper. So we're going to put him down on the paper like this. I'm going to glue it right in the middle. Right in the middle. Glue stick. Going to glue right over here on the. Careful, we don't want to lift the foil up. It's nice because it bends. It's a thin, super thin metal, right? Okay. A little bit over here. Okay. And then press it down so it lays nice and flat. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm going to put my glue stick away, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some purple and some blue. I'm going to start making some scales. Okay? And like I said, you're just going to make little, we're going to make like little C's, like so. We can go like this, and just draw them on like that. You can make small ones and big ones. You just keep going around like that. Before I get too far into it, I do want to make an eye. I like to remember where the eye is going to be, so I'm making a little circle here for the pupil, and then here's the eye. Okay, and we also need a mouth. Got some yellow. Let's see how this. I'm gonna make some lips for my, or a smile. There we go. That does. I wasn't sure if the yellow would really show up nicely, but it does. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And I'm going to continue along a little bit, making some more scales. Just lots of C's, lots of C's. You're going to put them next to each other, connect them like that, and you're just going to keep filling up the whole body of the fish like that. Okay. And then you can also take your special aluminum foil, and you can just cut out really small little, this one is really, you do have to be really careful with this. There's definitely maybe a job for your parent to help you with, or your caregiver, or your adult. Okay, just gonna, for example, I'm gonna make a special one and put it over there, right there. Okay, and if you remember in this story, the rainbow fish had those very beautiful scales, and all the fish wanted them. And then he learned that when he shared, he had more friends, and he was much happier instead of playing by himself and staying by himself and not talking to anybody. So you don't have to put a lot of these special foil color ones on. Just a few would really add a nice touch to it. Then I also said it would be great to draw some seaweed. So you've got green, right? Hopefully you've got green. If you don't have markers for this, this would be fine to do with crayons or color pencils, and this is how just seaweed looks like this. You know, it can look like little squiggly lines like this, little under here that she's swimming through, right? So we got some seaweed and maybe a clam. Maybe I'll make a brownish colored clam over here on the bottom. Clams sort of look like triangles, like that. I'll just draw some lines. Let's see.